Hello again, folks, and this is TheDamonForever bringing you the last two episodes of...
Trapped! Magic's no good here. I can't get us out. Sheila! You have to get Sheila!
Yep, the last two episodes of The Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition playthrough for at least this path, which is Roach's path that I've played through. And, you know, it kind of surprised me how short this section of the game was. But if you take into account how Yorva's path is also sort of has this huge chunk of story there as well, we missed out on a few things that you can learn through Yorva's path. And that counts for a lot too, I think.
Stop me, not you, not anyone else.
So Sheila has some sort of complex here. She will, well, we'll see how it goes once we catch up to her. So we just have to run up this. Whoa! And apparently the dragon's pissed off and he's breathing fire. Now we run past him and hope he doesn't hit us again.
How do you like my dragon?
So yeah, Sheila somehow has control over the dragon. Whoa! Another impact in the wall from the dragon.
Synthesis! Kill him now!
So synthesis. No idea what that means.
You're late.
And we've reached
I've already
her.
managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Sir Synthesis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the mere thought of burning a sorceress at the stake.
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by his dull face and sluggish stare. Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend, that's true. He was a weak, volatile king. Edirn would eventually choke to death under his rule. We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and Letho happened to be at hand.
Foltest? Henselt?
We had nothing to do with that. After assassinating Demavend, Letho used our gold and magical support to find and meet Yorveth. The elf was to help him hide until the matter blew over, or so I thought. The Lodge did not condemn Foltest to die.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial Army is on the move. They're fording the Yaruga now. Do you think the North can defend itself in the current situation? And can you count on another miracle at Brenna?
I don't know, but you made it all possible and you'll answer for that. The stigma of treason is yours for all time.
We shall see. For no one will leave this city alive. No one will tell this story. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will turn the city into a flaming tomb.
The dragon attacked Foltest's troops during the siege of Lavalette Castle. That hardly supports your tale.
We did not control it then. We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning. You, however, shall not take part in it. This is your end, Witcher.
Okay.
Farewell!
Something's not right. The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed, I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
So we have a choice here to save Sheila or not, and I decide not to. Well, I was contemplating it, but since she was kind of happy to kill everyone in this place with the dragon and, you know, have me die, and she started this whole thing basically by employing Letho. Although Letho, oh, nasty. Although Letho had his own agenda and was probably, like she said, was helping Nilfgaard. We'll have to confirm that. Oh, the dragon's here. But yeah, we let Sheila die because, well, she was kind of getting pompous there near the end, you know, thinking she could control the dragon and, you know, control fate basically. Whoa, yeah, table got in the way there. Damn dragon. This battle is actually pretty easy. You just have to, you know, dodge right and whatnot. Having Gwen helps. So yeah, this is potentially the final battle of the game. Your fight with the dragon. Now, like I said, because we took Roach's path, we learned a lot about still, say, Letho and the and how Sheila, you know, in chapter 2 we learned when we did that necromancy thing how Sheila came and employed Leto basically to take care of Damavan. But we also learned that Leto wasn't, you know, he sort of had a soft spot for the Witcher, you know, he didn't want him to die, and we learned that Leto was actually helping us in the Wild Hunt. Yeah, here I was a bit confused as where to go, but we eventually figured that out. So yeah, so in the end, Letho, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm sure we're gonna meet him after this somewhere. But Sheila, you know, she started this with Philippa, and you know, unfortunately she was willing to kill all these people here. So I thought, you know, screw that, you can die too. I'm not sure whether that's, you know, potentially a right way of doing things, but hey, it is what it is. Generally, it's always better to have people alive in these sort of things, because, you know, if there's ever a sequel or something, you know, if they're alive they can have an influence, if they're dead they can't do anything. Although, having saved Princess Ada in the first game, you don't really see her at all in this game, so, you know, kind of limited benefit. Might have been useful if I helped Roach free Anais, but since I went with Triss, it didn't really matter. So this fight is kind of annoying a bit, because he keeps hitting you even when I try to heal, but it's still pretty easy. It doesn't do that much damage to me, and granted I have Gwen on, and his life is actually going down pretty fast. Granted, it's because I have this pretty good sword that I found in the caves. So I got annoyed using Gwen, so I just decided to just attack the dragon. QTE! I don't particularly mind QTE sort of like this. They add sort of a cinematic flair to the fight rather than, you know, just the boss falling down and dying. So we finally fight the dragon. Oh, nasty! Oh, and the dragon gets impaled by some tree stump, well, branch or something sticking out. So we're quite far from Logmuin now, I guess. Now this confused the hell out of me, you know, what is this option? Why is this here? Kill the dragon, walk away, you know, what is this supposed to signify? And then it slowly sort of dawned on me, you know, this probably means something, you know. You can see the dragon sort of like suffering there, and it's sort of like a humane thing to sort of kill it. There's some sort of like hidden meaning here that I don't get because I played through Roach's path. So I now know sort of the meaning behind this scene. And why it's here, but I don't really want to spoil it for people. But basically, if you take Roach's path, you'll understand. Sorry, if you take Yova's path, you'll understand this better and the significance better. Of course, technically, Geralt doesn't really know what he's doing here, but so it's more of a humane thing. But you know, it was kind of weird having that moment in the game. I thought to myself. So this sort of like slowly triggered that something happened.
list of the Lodge's sorceresses. A list of the hordes you'll help us find.
So sorceresses are kind of doomed. Well, at least the Lodge's one. I have no idea who these guys are and why they're getting screwed over. They don't look like sorceresses. Maybe they were protecting them. Maybe they were helping Nilfgaard. So apparently Nilfgaard is starting to invade the northern kingdoms. I'm assuming Nilfgaard must be some sort of really strong, big place. I mean, they refer to themselves as the Empire, so... And you don't fight Nilfgaard in this game because this is already near the end of this game. So it must be sort of like set up for a sequel, basically, which kind of is annoying in certain aspects because you kind of want more from the story. You don't want it to just end like the way it does. But I can't say I'm all too disappointed, especially when you consider there's a whole chapter 2 and chapter 3 changes depending on if you follow Roach or Yorvath, which I think kind of makes up for it. And there you have the end of chapter 3, basically fighting the dragon. And we've already entered the epilogue.
Are you all right?
More or less.
And the dragon?
I had to kill it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately?
Philippa enslaved the dragon with her magic. If I'd let it live, we'd surely find it serving the Lodge of Sorceresses. Many more would have died. Before the sorceresses broke the creature's will, it was noble and beautiful in its own way. But I'm dead tired of having to choose the lesser evil.
Let's get out of here.
I guess Letho got away.
He's waiting for you.
Waiting?
Where the Temerians made camp. Come on.
What do you mean, waiting? How do you know?
Utter chaos broke out after the dragon attacked. I tried to reach Philippa's quarters. A terrified man approached me in one of the alleys, gave me a letter and begged me not to harm him. He said it was for you. The letter was short. I'm waiting in the Temerian camp. Letho.
What happened here while I was gone?
All the kings had many more armed men than they should have had at a peace summit. During the evacuation, several skirmishes broke out. The Kedwenis clashed with the Temerians. The Order's knights raped 2 sorceresses and killed those who dared try to help them.
Do you think the Council and Conclave will survive?
Well, they're established, and that's the only thing that prevented a wholesale massacre. Hard to say if they'll survive, but for the time being, no one's got any better ideas. Mages are part of this world, whether people like it or not. They have to have their rights, their place. Otherwise, another lodge will arise.
I like just how shit goes down. It's like pretty normal, you know. People are clashing with each other, killing each other, raping each other and whatnot. Here I'm looking around because there's some like a green dot up there on the map that you can see, but I'm not sure what that's supposed to indicate. Usually it indicates like there's someone there, but you don't see anything. And we have all these, we're basically, there's only one path we can take, I think. And so we've been blocked off from certain areas. I think there was like a giant enemy there. Was it a boulevard or something? Which is kind of weird seeing that. Seeing that in the background while we were just talking. Kind of weird. And here well, you can see sort of the path that I've taken to level up. I've done some, what do you call it, some mutagen stuff as well. As you can see, I didn't really do much in magic after reaching this Yerden. Was it Yerden? Yerden spelling in the middle there? Because, yeah, like I said, you know, basically there's too much of magic abilities that you don't choose. It would have been nice if, you know, you could choose to upgrade Ard straight away up to a certain level, Igni up to a certain level, you know, magic that you use. I don't use Axie, for instance, so I kind of didn't want to waste points in it. But we have this, and I'm not sure if I get the last ability in the swordsmanship path. And we have some mutagens here. I don't know, they don't sound that great. Some are rare, some are epic, some are magical, but they don't sound like they add much. I mean, vitality plus 10 doesn't do much. I know there's an alchemy stat that if you gain that ability or that level, if you put enough into the alchemy path, you can, you know, increase your mutagen powers by like 15% or something, which is decent. But you know, that's like wasting 5 slots in alchemy just to get it, which kind of annoyed me personally. Roach! Sweet! He's alive!
Vernon Roach, step away from the child.
She's of royal blood. Temerian. Too good for you, Horsens.
You're an outlaw, wanted in all the north. Hand over the child and perhaps the king will show you mercy.
I piss on Kedwenny mercy.
Roach!
Triss! We can't let them have her! This is Foltest's daughter!
I've heard enough. Grab them!
So Cadwin's kind of pissed off that Roach basically killed people to get to Anais, which is basically still their fault because they took Anais. So that's annoying. And I guess Roach, we talked about taking Anais to Radovich and Redania, but maybe he didn't have the time or failed somehow, or maybe he just chose not to. I'm not sure. He's an outlaw now. Even Constable Natalis doesn't want to take note of him, basically. But he's still Roach, he's still my man.
I failed. Deathmold got away. Thanks, Geralt.
Hold up, son, hold up.
Triss needed my help. You know that. The Nilfgaardians outwitted us all.
What are you talking about?
They kidnapped Triss. The Emperor dispatched the Kingslayers using the Lodge as a decoy, all in order to breed chaos in the northern kingdoms.
Temeria is lost. The barons will pick it apart into bits.
It's not lost. Temeria will be reunited. Get the child out of here. Take her far away, far from the kings, their courts, and their wars. One day, she'll reclaim her heritage.
What about you, Geralt?
I'm going after the Kingslayer.
A man of his word.
It's personal now.
Farewell then, White Wolf. I trust we'll meet again in better times.
Farewell, Roach.
I kinda like
Where's
that Roach
Jorvik?
survived.
How is Jorvik?
Proud, I think. The reward on his head has never been greater. Those seeking him, the Scoia'tael hunters, will be reinforced. The special forces throughout the north will receive more resources. The Council and the Conclave are assigning several mages to the task. Jorvik is now public enemy #1. They won't rest until they find him.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy Roach survived. I much prefer Roach over Jorvik, at least from what Chapter 1 showed. Although, honestly, I would have preferred going with Saskia instead of King Hansel, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. And then now we go on to try and see what Leto has to say. Basically, he's waiting for us. He's in there. Can we see him? That's the center. We just have to go all the way around to get to him.
This is no place for witches. Though I know you, and you appear wherever something important happens.
True, though sometimes by accident.
And this time, also a coincidence?
Let's say I have something to take care of.
In that case, hurry. Once we're done cleaning up this mess created by the royal soldiery, Loch Muin will be magically sealed.
Getting out of here?
Temporarily. We shall return soon enough to rebuild the city. Loch Muin will regain its former glory. Until that time, we need to keep the treasure hunters and troublemakers out.
So Radovid trusts you?
We shall win His Royal Majesty's trust by delivering Sile de Tanserville and the other traitresses from the lodge.
De Tanserville will be a problem.
Admittedly, Sile can be slippery as an asp, but we'll find her.
You don't get it, Carduin. Sile de Tanserville's dead, killed by an unstable portal.
Shame. She was to be charged and tried. She would have been convicted of her crimes.
Why does it sound like she was convicted before standing trial?
It would have been a formality, true, and at once a warning to other sorceresses.
Seems to me she led you down the garden path.
Forgive me, I must attend to some matters. And don't dawdle, the city will be sealed in 1 hour.
Okay, so that's near the end of this episode. There'll be a short cutscene as we venture to meet Leto, and then we'll end this episode and start the last episode of the Witcher 2 playthrough.
There he is.
Wait for me.
Geralt.
This is between me and him.
You don't have to.
I do. He knows how I lost my memory. Wait for me at the city gate. If I'm not there within the hour, leave without me.
So thanks for watching, guys.